Girl, what?
Sorry.
We almost had a whole
I know.
kerfuffle.
Here, hold on. Okay.
Shit. My nervous system is too jumpy
Can't
for
do
this. I can't.
I'm
It's
not.
too.
All right, welcome back, peeps. Today we are doing relationship sober. We have done an entire series on relationships. We've gotten some really good feedback on our relationship stuff. We're going to keep it going. All right, so we're going to talk about the idea of relationship sober. We're also going to caveat that too. It's not just relationship sober. It is choosing yourself when dating has been just too emotionally taxing, which I think so many people are understanding and feeling these days, which is why we got such a good response, especially from our episode on dating app fatigue.
Yeah, and why dating is the worst. I think this is, if you
Dating is the absolute freaking worst.
if you haven't listened to that episode, we would definitely encourage you to, because I think that coupled with this, that is like the reality check. This is the hope shot.
That's right. So this all came about because in 2024, a comedian, let me give her credit because Hope Woodward posted a TikTok talking about how she had declared herself boy sober, which was taking a break from all dating in every sense of the word. And it got so many likes and so many comments that it began this whole movement of people going what they would call relationship sober. And just to define what that means, it means actually taking a break from everything. I'm not going to be on the dating apps anymore. I'm not actively looking for someone to date. I'm not trying to have a friend set me up. I'm just going to focus on myself. So it is a relationship sobriety, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's intentional. It's not just like, we'll see what we see. Just kind of like if someone wanted to explore sobriety from alcohol, it would be intentionally ceasing the use of doing it. Not just like, well, if I'm at a party. No, it's like an intentional choice. That's like, I'm going to dedicate some time away from this particular thing.
And we're going to talk about that entire plan. Like we will walk you through what is the reason to do it, how do you do it, and how is it different from avoidance? And that's a big discrepancy. So we'll talk about that. First, let me throw some stats at you. Half of Americans who are single are now not even looking for somebody to date. They have decided they are overwhelmed. They are oversensitized to this whole dating experience. And so they have decided that they have other priorities that are more important in their life right now than trying to find a partner. This has gotten a lot of attention in our country and in our culture right now, because if people are dating less, people are marrying less. If people are marrying less, they feel people are having less families and so to speak, less children, although we all know that you do not have to be married or in a partnership to have kids. You can have kids.
You definitely don't.
But it has definitely gotten a lot of attention that there is a cultural push now to enjoy being single and to enjoy finding your happiness alone and with friends and with others, but not necessarily just with a partnership. So there's a huge push for that.
Yeah, that it's not something that we just kind of settle with or it's second place or runner up. It's something that people are actively pursuing as like a first place option and choice.
Right. A study that was done in July of last year reported half of Gen Z just feels completely burnt out by dating, which is why they're turned off on it. That's the highest percentage of a generation of people who are dating to report the burnout. So they are just turned off by the whole experience of dating and finding partnership. So what does it mean to take this particular relationship sobriety break? And one of the things that we have to, I think, determine first is that this is not, because it is very much a female-driven concept. So we know that statistically more females are taking a relationship sobriety break than men. Although some men are doing it, it is mostly women who are reported to be taking the relationship sobriety break. And what that means, though, is that it has been equated in, I think, a lot of social media forums to be this type of like man-hating movement. And it is absolutely not. And all research points to that just being false. This is not about anti-men or anti a particular gender. This truly is a movement of people saying, I need to figure out how to like myself, how to feel confident, and how to, here's the kicker, pick a really good partner for me. That is the goal. So when you talk about relationship sobriety and why would anybody want to do it, or why does anyone, let's talk about both genders, why does anybody want to opt out of dating right now? It's because I need to figure out how to choose good partners for myself. And in order to determine that, I got to figure out what I want. And this is the time to do that.
Choose you. You is special.
Because the millions of people have resonated with this, right? There has been a lot of data talking about what is going on with dating these days. And again, you can go and listen to all of our comments about what the dating world looks like now. But the key to this is that this is not people just jumping on a trend. When this large amount of percentage of people identify with something, then it is a cultural shift. So this is not a trend that, TikTok just jumped on and people are doing it because it's a TikTok trend. It is a move. It's an exhaustion and it's dating fatigue. And there are people saying it's not good for my mental health, the way that this has been going and what it's been doing. So I need to take a break and I need to recalibrate what's going on in my life. So that's really what it is versus just some sort of a trend. This is actually a cultural shift that's going on now.
But I think we can say the same thing about alcohol sobriety. I think that, a couple of years ago, it was like non-alcoholic beers and it's trendy, but I think there has been a significant shift, especially in young people. Like the stats of like drinking and drug use has declined.
Yep.
But I think there has been a cultural shift away from that as well.
Yeah. I also think a culture shift is pushing towards, healthier mental wellness and overall health, right? And latest statistics show that there's a large percentage of the dating population, people that have stated that dating is not good for my mental health. It has caused me to feel more depressed. It has caused me to feel more stressed. And so that is also a reason why people are taking a break, is because they can recognize the state that it is taking on their wellness overall. They just want to push pause on it.
Yeah, it's like, when you're slamming energy drinks and regularly eating a convenience store hot dog that's been rolling on the rollers for 9 days, and you're like, I need to stop and just take an assessment of how that's impacting me.
Need to figure out what I'm putting in my body.
And by the way, that's not good for anybody.
Unless, you've been driving for 7 hours and there's no other option, then we've all been there.
I don't know, girl.
You will not eat the hot dog. You would never eat the hot dog.
Never eat the hot
No.
dog.
All right. 4 reasons why people do need to take this break from dating or relationships. Number 1, the validation loop. When your sense of self-worth is tangled up in whether someone texts you back, likes you, picks you, wants to date you, that is an external locus of control. It's exhausting and you're outsourcing your self-esteem. So when you're outsourcing your self-esteem to these particular things, like hoping somebody picks me, hoping somebody texts me back, hoping somebody swipes on me, if that's what your self-esteem is based off of course, we are going to be in a constant state of high stress and anxiety.
If that's the case, we in danger, girl.
We're in danger. So that's one reason. The constant validation that we are seeking from dating somebody is causing us to feel actually more depressed and more anxious. So we're going to take a break from that. The trauma loop. Many people cycle through the same relationship dynamic over and over again. It is causing us to feel traumatized from each of these relationships playing out the way that they continue to play out. And so a lot of people decide, I want to get off this. I want to stop this trauma loop. I have to take time to figure out why I am choosing the same person. So people are getting off the ride.
Get off it. Just because you have a ticket does not mean you need to get on the ride.
We do not need this ride anymore. There is a better ride. There's a better ride out there. We just need to take time to figure out which one we want to get on.
Yeah. Stop with the teacups. It makes me want to throw up. I just want a lazy river. Let me live.
Seriously, I want to be on the lazy river.
Yeah.
Right? No waves.
No.
Just calm.
Probably some child's pee, but I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
Better than the tilt-a-whirl. Tell you what.
Okay. Number 3, the cognitive load of modern dating. Managing all the multiple apps, managing all the conversations, managing the different people you're trying to play. I like the gym. I don't like the gym. I'm totally into sports. I'm not into sports. Of course, I like to hike. I hate hiking. It's disgusting. I hate bugs. All of those things.
Nature. Who is she?
Why would anybody want that? You think this hair is meant to hike? This hair, like the bugs could live in here for years. I'm sure there might be something in there now.
A bird in there, struggle bird.
And so the burnout of all that is causing people to want to take a break. And the last one is self-chosen solitude. So choosing some time to be by yourself has the added benefits of calm, of decreasing the anxiety, of increasing your self-esteem, increasing your passions, your hobbies, your self-interests. So having some time by yourself has its benefits. And so some people are just choosing to get off of this dating ride for that. How many times do you actually recommend to clients to take a break from dating?
It's probably like one of the number one things.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like it's something we don't talk about a lot, like in our personal lives, like out with friends, right? But it's something you tell clients all the time. You're like, it's time to take a break. Like I wouldn't often tell friends, like, just stop dating. Like, because, you feel like that's discouraging them for what they may be wanting to do or look for. But like so many times for clients, it's,
where do you
we
think
need to take a break?
When you stop looking, you'll find them. Like that's where that phrase came from.
Seriously.
It's like everyone told me to take a break, but I justified it by being like, they will appear. That is not the conversation we're having. No.
We're talking about the save yourself, right?
Get off the ship.
Take a breath, let's get out of the water for a little while, digest the food, sit there for a bit.
Clean off the salt.
Right. We get a new suit maybe. We got some time. Let's take some time before we jump back into that water. Okay, can a break also be you just avoiding dating, avoiding relationships? So one thing you want to ask yourself is this particular break that I'm taking a sabbatical or avoidance? How do we know the difference between the two? Am I saying that I need a healthy break? I've been doing this for a while. I want to regroup. Let me get out of here and let me just take some time off. Or am I saying, I don't need this anymore. This is not anything for me. I'm better than all this. I don't need to be around these people or talk to these people.
When you go, it's like the meme with the guy that throws the papers on the job and he goes, fuck this, I'm out. That's avoidance.
Yes, that's avoidance. Yeah. So a healthy break versus an avoidance break. A healthy break is, as Kate said in the beginning, intentional. I am going to do this for a particular amount of time. So for the next 3 months, I'm getting off all dating apps. That is intentional. And there's a reason behind it. It is time bound. So we put the time frame on there because you want to, at the end of that time, discuss progress, see what's changed. How do I feel? How's my mental health? How's my physical health? All those things. And we'll talk about those plans in a minute. And that during this time, this is a real difference between avoidance and an intentional break, is that I'm using that time for self-reflection. I am going to do some journaling. I'm going to do some therapy. We'll talk about all that in a minute, but I'm going to use this particular time to try to increase my self-esteem, understand how my relationships work, understand what I'm looking for. That is my intention, is to rebuild or get stronger, not just avoid. An avoidance break would be indefinite. I'm sick of this. I don't need this. I'm done with men. I'm done with women. I'm done with whomever I'm interested in, invested in dating anymore. I don't need anybody anymore. It involves that self-narrative of, I don't need it. This is bullshit. I don't even need any of these people. That is avoidance. I'm throwing up the papers and saying I'm out of here.
I think the other thing to tell the difference is checking in with the, like, what am I hoping to get out of this? Like, if you have no clue, that's probably avoidance. If you're like, I'm going to get hopefully improve mental health, I'm going to get some clarity, I'm going to get some time back. Okay. But if you're like, yeah, I don't really know, then it's more than likely that it's avoidance.
Yeah.
If you have no clue what I'm trying to get out of this particular behavior change.
Right. And I think a question to ask yourself too is, am I growing or am I hiding? Right. So is this a period of growth and that is my intention with it? Or am I just hiding from whomever I'm sick of dating? And the hiding is the avoidance, obviously.
Yeah.
An attachment note here. For avoidantly attached people, this trend can be very comfortable. You would say things like, I'm not afraid of intimacy. I'm just being relationship sober. That is an avoidance tactic. There is no growth there then. We are just justifying, we are making excuses, we're continuing our own behavior patterns. So that's avoidance. That is not an intentional break that is meant for growth. How to set up a healthy dating break. So how will we do this? We've decided that we're overwhelmed. Our mental health is taking a toll with all these dating apps. I've gone on a bunch of dates. I've had some relationships. It's not going well. I need a break. How do I set up this break? Why is it going to be a healthy choice for me? So here's what we do. We set that particular intention in the beginning. I'm going to use the next 3 months to figure out why I keep choosing the same type of partner. If you feel like I keep dating the same type of person, this is a great exercise. I'm going to use the next 3 months to really examine the partners I keep picking.
And in those 3 months, when you're asking yourself, why do I keep choosing the same person? You will listen to an upcoming podcast where we discuss why we keep choosing the same romantic partner. So don't worry, we got you.
Stay tuned. Also, for step number 2, you're going to give yourself a check-in for the accountability halfway through. How is it going? What am I learning? What tools am I using to try to figure this situation out? You want to actually have the accountability factor so that I'm not just getting used to never dating again. If my intention is to date in the future, it's I need to be learning what I said I was going to learn. I need to be doing what I said I was going to do during this time. Here's how the accountability is going to work. You fill that particular open space that was dedicated to dating with other things. Reference an episode that we just did about loneliness and how to connect more with people and how to make sure that you're engaged and invested in relationships. But I call this rally the troops phase. Anybody?
You've said that to me before.
Yes. Rally the troops. Anybody that there has been distance because you have been dating and you've been busy with these relationships, rally the troops. Go back, make those relationships strong again, mend those fences, spend time with friends, with family. Get back into your hobbies that were important to you, things that you really enjoy. If you used to be on a softball league, go back to softball. You used to bowl, go to bowling.
People are like,
Pickleball apparently
hobbies.
is big. Go
Hobbies.
play
What?
pickleball.
Don't have anything to return to, but it's an opportunity to start something.
Right.
So it might be like, okay, I've never done pickleball, but like,
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious about that. So don't worry if you didn't ever have any
Yes.
hobbies, you can start having a hobby at any age.
And the reason the relationship sobriety time is so important is because, to Kate's point, you may have been dating a lot to fill in time because you didn't have other things,
Filling the void.
right? And once we have those other things, sometimes filling it with dating isn't that important because you feel so fulfilled with these other things that you have going on in your life. And then we have the time to pick better partners.
Because we go from filling the void, which can never be accomplished, to filling up our cups. Dun dun dun.
Love that.
I know. I just thought of it
Right?
right now.
Love it.
Thank you.
You're on today.
I really am.
It's the day. It's her day today.
It really is.
No struggle
The
bird
sun
today.
is shining.
It is. It's
The clarity
hot
is
as
clarity
hell today.
It is hot as hell.
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
Okay. Step number 4 and the last step in your relationship sobriety planning for your break is, here's the big one. Like, if we could just like bold this, I'll figure out something in the
Yes,
editing
please do.
phase where we
Please
can like
do.
really, we either journal or we go to therapy or we do something constructive where we get additional tools to process how we have been in our dating experiences.
Or we do both.
Yes.
Best.
So we can do all those things, but this is where you do the work on, okay, I've pushed the pause button and I'm making sure I'm engaging in more friendships, but I really do need to figure out the partners that I'm picking. I really need to figure out what pattern I'm in, how to get out of that pattern, how to find a new and healthier pattern. And you're going to ask yourself questions like, when I wanted to get back on the dating apps in this past 3 months, when did I find I wanted to get back on those dating apps? Was I bored? Was I feeling lonely? Was it when my feelings were hurt and I just immediately wanted to have somebody to fill the void or to help me process those emotions? That's important information, right? Those are reasons why we just keep running to certain people. Is there something that I'm looking for? Is there a need that I am looking to have fulfilled by a person that really isn't theirs to fill? I need to do that work on my own. So that's where therapy and exercises and journaling and all those things will help during this time. And it's the most beneficial use of this break.
Yeah. And the other way to think about it is like sometimes, and I feel like people say this a lot and I experience it. I'm like, oh, it's just so noisy in my head. Like, and so it's a way to kind of turn down the volume and like be able to hear yourself again.
Yeah. And for some people, for the very first time. Some people are serial daters.
Yes.
Go from one relationship to the next, to the next. And so you never have that time to figure this out.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, the relationship sober trend is, again, driven mostly by women, but that's not an accident. Women actually now are doing a cultural audit of themselves, which I think is fantastic. They're really starting to determine how they have been presenting themselves in relationships. And we talked a little bit in our last episode on loneliness about scripts and schemas that we seem to bring to relationships. And women are really pushing the pause button now and saying, am I tired of acting a certain way that people say or want me to act?
Yes.
And figuring out how they really want to show up in relationships, who they want to be in relationships. And that will also determine who my partner is.
I'm bringing struggle bird into my relationships.
That's
She's
okay.
Cute.
There is something genuinely healthy about a generation of women asking, who am I when I am not performing to somebody else's expectations? And I think that is what women are using this particular time for, is to figure out who I want to be, who I want to present. I want to get that in place before I go back into the dating world. Again, though, this is not anything anti-men or anti-partnership. This is trying to put yourself in the most healthy position to be in a relationship.
We are not against relationships or against men. We are just for you. Think about it that way. I'm not against anything. I'm just for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the goal of this whole process for people who are going through this isn't to never want to be in a relationship with someone. The break is to come back to dating or to come back to partnership and relationship in a healthier space. But there is a huge difference between needing somebody and wanting somebody. And that's what this time is for. So there is a grave difference between you saying, I really need a relationship. I really need a partnership. I really need that person in my life. I need to be with somebody. I don't want to be alone, versus saying, I really want somebody present in my life. I really want somebody to share dinners with. I really want somebody to go to the movies with. A need is something we have to fulfill for ourselves. a want is just a desire. And there's nothing wrong with having that, but you want to be in a place where you know the difference. You are concretely knowing the difference between the two. If your life is full, then you look at a relationship as that want and not a need. So this whole process is to fill your life. Like Kate had said, like, fill my cup. Like that's what we're trying to install in people is want to fill yourself first, grabbing your cup as like a,
I'm going to give a demonstration when you're done.
Girl, go.
Okay. If you watched our last episode, you saw that my drink, and if you've ever watched the podcast, you know, I fill my cup with coffee, and your relationship should be like the whipped cream that I put on top. That's the way my brain works.
And to tie it all back, we don't need that whipped cream.
No, we don't. We want it.
We want it. It's a desire.
Yes.
It's a passion.
I need the coffee. That in there.
I need the coffee.
I filled it in
That's
there.
right. There
but
you go.
I want the whipped cream.
There you go. I mean, we're closing this out. You got everything you needed from us today. We are closing it out. Okay, 3 closing tips for you. Number 1, taking a break from dating can be one of the most therapeutic things you do, but only if you use the time wisely. So only if you do some of those 4 steps that we talked about doing today, and then that is used and it's not avoidance then, it's intent. Number 2, check yourself. Are you healing during this
Before
time?
you wreck yourself. Sorry,
are you healing or are you hiding during this time? Both feel the same at first, right? I'm just taking a break. So both feel very same. Check in and make sure, am I doing the work or am I just avoiding dating? And number 3, the goal was never to be, I want no one in my life. The goal is to know yourself well enough to choose your best. That's all I got. That's all we got for you.
I love it. Need you some you. Need you some you.
Take your time from dating to figure yourself out, get yourself in the healthiest space, and then the partners you choose might be vastly different.
Think about how enjoyable whipped cream is. I'm just saying.
It really is that sugary.
It really is that good.
All right. Check us out on nearlynormalpodcast.com. Interact with us. Email us. Tell us what you want to hear, what you don't want to ever hear again. We're open for either one. Just be kind and nice when you say it.
We won't respond.
We're also on Apple, on Podbeam, on Spotify, and on YouTube. So check us out anywhere you want to listen, to watch, whatever your choice is.
And until next time, stay nearly normal.